Good afternoon. Unusually not good morning, dear reader, dear listener, dear viewer, dear follower. We've taken ourselves out of context this week on Our Town Has Plenty because we were very, very lucky to have this group of wonderful young people with us today. And we had to fit in with them. So we couldn't do our usual thing. Well, Wednesday morning, turn up, we're here, you show up. Because we had to follow them around because they're pretty famous now. So in front of me, I have, I should tell you who I am really, because I've normally got a co-host saying, I'm this and she's that. And I haven't got one today, so I'm completely out of my natural comfort zone, she says. So I'm Patsy, this is Our Town Has Plenty, here we are, it's Wednesday, but it's later in the afternoon. And we are in this beautiful building which we've been in before. If you go back actually into the archive, I'm just skipping around this, go back into the archive. Last December you will see us here with the Christmas crew. Wasn't it the Christmas crew? Right?
Yeah.
It was? Yeah, it was fun. It was crazy.
Yeah. And he brought all of his brooches.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was freezing. And here we are in July the 1st and we're melting, so you'll have to forgive us. So here we are, yes, and I am with the wonderful cast of High School Hamlet, which when Kerry came to me and said, thinking of doing High School Hamlet, and then she came back and said, it's happening, I was very excited. So here you are. And
thank you for having us.
Yeah, this is great. So you're going to introduce yourselves.
Okay. I'm Eve.
Yeah.
And I play Rosencrantz.
Rosencrantz.
I'm Silas and I play Hamlet.
I'm Oliver, I'm directing this, and I'm also Claudius.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm Jessica and I play Bernardo.
I'm Will, I play Caretaker.
So you play, is it 4 parts?
Sort of four parts, but the two players are kind of like the same bit. Well, I don't know. Yeah, let's just say they're 2 parts. Yeah.
I love that. That's brilliant. So, I'm going to throw you straight in. Who chose Hamlet?
Well, no one's sitting here right now, but I think we all clicked with Hamlet pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Mostly because I found working with this wonderful cast that everyone sort of experiments with their character and can find a bit of them inside their character.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very quick process assigning roles.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, I want this. And we're like,
Yeah.
okay, sure.
And like the sort of, when we were planning it out, there was a lot of meetings beforehand. It was a long time before we started sort of getting onto a practical space like this. So yeah, we had a lot of time to think it out.
You had to thrash it out, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because also, am I right in thinking that you actually do it in the language,
Yes.
the original language?
Yeah, with some slight alterations to change the sort of setting, but yeah, it's all the original language. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people have taken the easier route and gone up a contemporary language, but you've stayed actually in the... and what century was that written in?
The 16th.
I thought
Yeah.
it was 16th.
End of the 16th, I believe.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. How hard is it?
Parts are different. Sometimes I remember when we did a read through. I was reading it and it's my character and I'm like, I do not know what I'm saying right here. But thankfully we have like an app called Shakespeare.
Indeed.
That
Shakespeare.
yes, it's very, very helpful. I was going through my script the other day. I was like, okay, what does this mean? What does this mean?
Wow.
So yeah, because sometimes it's hard to actually know what you're saying because of the language.
Well, it's
quite
where
different.
it's where you put the emphasis, isn't it? with
Yeah.
Shakespeare?
Absolutely.
Because it's not everyday parlance. It's like, so where do I put the... And I've seen the soliloquies, and they're all slightly different.
Yeah.
They can be... There's lots of emphasis in slightly different places, and it has a much more different impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Shakespeare, that's brilliant. How did you choose your parts? Who decided you were going to play who you're going to play?
I think at one point we were just sat around the table and we went, okay, what do you want? You know, we sort of went down the list and was like, okay, hands up, who wants what? Luckily, I was uncontested for Hamlet.
I wouldn't contest you, so to be fair.
He looks the part.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, I think that was about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because the characters in Hamlet are all very strong. They have a sort of real stage presence, every single one of them. And I think we all really enjoy that as, pretentious actors do. But I deviated a little bit. Originally, I was playing a few other parts, but I ended up with the role of Claudius, which was not my first or second pick, but I'm enjoying it. It's so fun screwing at people. I recommend it.
You like that?
Yes.
It's not so good when you're on the other end.
So Eve, does he scream at you?
Quite often, actually, I
Yeah.
think. Yes, yeah.
And you like the screaming?
I love
He
it.
does. I don't
Yeah. I have a good screaming voice, I hear.
Yeah, he does.
No, that's so cool. So as a creative outlet, you're doing Shakespeare now. I mean, what's your background? What have you got behind you that makes you come to Shakespeare? Will's looking at me slightly terrified. Come on, Will.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know. What was the question about?
Oh, what the question is? I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Have you acted before?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the last show I did was probably a month ago. Was called The Kids Are All Right. It was at the Stables. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I've been in many other shows minor parts.
Yeah.
Not really significant, but this one is the biggest.
It's a departure, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because that's all contemporary stuff, isn't it?
Have you done Shakespeare before?
No.
How's it like for your
Difficult.
first time?
One of the most difficult things ever.
Silas, you sound like you're an old swot at this. You've done this
Well,
before.
I did a handful of things when I was younger, but there was changes.
What, your
at-
school nativity?
Yeah. But then there was changes at my secondary school, so I couldn't do any performances. And then when I got to college, I chose to do the college play, and that was Shakespeare. And I was like, I just connect with it, really.
Yeah.
I think it's both something to study and perform.
What do you like about it?
Well, studying it, trying to look at it and understand it so I can bring modern intonation. Or I think what's so good about Shakespeare is that the language is so rich that you can have multiple meanings. Like you said, like when you hear these soliloquies, they sound different each time because you can look at the language and say, actually, I think it's this, not this, how that person did it.
And they're all right.
Yeah,
They're all
right.
correct, aren't
Yeah.
they? Because they're all set by that actor and in that dynamic. Because they shift. I think Shakespeare shifts. It doesn't stay in one space.
I think when we spoke about language, we mentioned this, but sort of modernizing it is it's a very interesting process, because I believe Shakespeare can't be played minimalistically, right? It should be big, explosive. You should have fun with it, right?
Layers,
And you should scream at your co-stars. But I think there's a real sort of skill in being able to portray meaning to a modern audience, because they don't understand every single word.
No.
And
Neither do we.
yeah, we try our best.
Yeah.
But do you understand the essence of everything you say? You do know.
For the most part, but
Yeah.
the idea of Hamlet is that he's insane. So
Yeah.
if you layer on top of the fact you're speaking Shakespeare, and this is Shakespeare writing for someone who's pretending to be insane, it's a lot of nonsense. It really is. He talks about crabs walking backwards. It's really strange, and you have to sort of...
But crabs can't walk backwards, can they?
Yeah, that's the
They
idea.
walk sideways.
Yeah, it's
They can't even go
he's
forward.
talking about aging backwards, like if a crab could walk back. It's very bizarre, and you have to sort of maintain an intonation whilst giving about 4 lines of dialogue that all sort of say the same thing.
But he believes that in that moment.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
He's pretending to be,
he's,
yeah.
he's crazy. Yeah, exactly. So what was it like playing basically 2 parts in 1 part?
I'm still really exploring it. I'm finding things, still going through it, being like, well, what if we did it this way? I called Oliver before I got here, and I was like, hold on, we could do this scene like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
And I loved it.
yeah, but for the most part, I don't really see it as 2, because deep down, he is really hurt by everything that's going on around him. He is not well. So
He's grieving, isn't he?
Yeah.
His dad's been killed by his. We're not
By
going
his-
to. We're not going to
Spoiler
spoil it.
alert.
I know, spoiler alert. We're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, his dad's been killed
Yeah.
by his uncle,
Mm.
who becomes his stepfather. Who, I mean,
yeah, I've always seen it about 1.5 characters he's
yeah,
putting the front on, but there really is something behind that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's big, isn't it? It always throws me. So, Oliver, you're
Yes.
directing this
I am,
as
yeah.
well. You get an extra
Mm.
dimension here.
Well, I think what I really, really enjoy about the creative process is it's all collaborative. So the bridging and a lot of the marketing, as Jess would be able to tell you,
We're coming to you in
our
a
graphic
minute.
designer. But I enjoy I think a director should be able to hear multiple opinions and sort of manage his way through it, and sort of pick out what works and what doesn't work and say, sorry, I think we should do it this way. But at the same time, we've had so many lovely ideas that really blend well. And what helps that is the deep understanding every actor has of their character. So for example, Jess, I might throw this to you if you don't mind. In the first scene, Bernardo, which is a student at sort of night watch, is very, very sleepy. And we have fun with that because every tragedy should have a bit of comedy in it.
Sure.
Yeah.
As
Do you
it
like
does in
playing
life.
a sleepy character?
It's so fun. I love it. Yeah, in one of the scenes, my whole job is to just stand there and slowly fall more asleep. It's probably actually my favourite part.
Do you do it well? Do you just go into the whole thing?
I mean, well, sometimes I do end up like getting a little bit sleepy, so I'm assuming so.
That's real method, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. And because I'll come back to you.
Of course.
I'll come back to you, Oliver. But so you've gone into it, bringing other aspects of you, which I love. So you're not just bringing your acting, design,
Yeah.
the poster. Come on, woman. I mean, this is a lot.
Yeah, well, when I first heard about this project, actually, it was my friend Mars suggesting to me about like the poster stuff and how I could maybe get involved in the design. And then I showed up to the auditions and I was like, oh, maybe I'll audition for a bit of the acting as well. And then it's been fun getting to do both parts of it, actually.
Yeah.
You've been dragged in.
Yeah.
I remember when we were, because we were like newer additions to the cast, and I remember we were both there on like the first day. We were like around the table, it was like, oh. And we were asked like what kind of characters we want, and originally you were like, oh, I don't even know if I want a part.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you've gotten so into it, and you're really good. So
Thank you.
it's nice.
You're discovering you're good at something, aren't you?
Yeah,
Isn't that just the best thing ever?
it definitely is.
Oh, I love that. What you're also doing, I'm hearing amongst you as an ensemble, is when people say a theatre company, you're really company as in you accompany all of you through this process. You're not. It doesn't sound like it's an exclusive thing. It sounds like it's very an inclusive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, as for Oliver's directing,
It's horrible.
There was
That's
pause, wasn't there?
that's what you said to me at the beginning, because he was quite scared of having to have the final say about these sort of things, like having to override certain people's ideas. But I think he was quite worried about people not liking him after the fact. But it's worked out pretty well, hasn't it?
Director's
It
job.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's quite scary going, no. I think it's very hard to say that.
Yeah, when everyone's so creative.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
Have you found creative ways to say no?
Nay.
Yeah, I try. I like to think there's something of value in everything, especially in such a creative industry as theatre. I don't think there isn't any sort of doing something badly, right? I think what we try to avoid is mediocrity. We try to be explosive.
I love that.
Yeah,
Let's not be mediocre. Come
Yeah.
on, you're doing Shakespeare.
absolutely.
But if you're bringing your whole self and you're brave enough to do it, go big. Yeah, or go home. I love this. So, but we don't. Polonius is not here, sadly.
Unfortunately not.
But we do have Rosencrantz.
Yes.
What's
Hello.
it like to play such an incredible character?
I mean, it's not So Rosencrantz is someone I haven't really played this kind of character before. It's like a kind of, we've made it like a comedy duo part of this. So unfortunately Guildenstern is not here.
Yeah.
But I find that we've gelled really well together, and I think even like our first time like up and acting it, we do a lot of unrehearsed bits before going in. Improv, exactly. Couldn't think of the word.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think every single time we improv and we find something new to add, and it's just nice, taking the piss a bit.
I love taking the piss a bit. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I'm just laughing at Claudius all the time.
Yeah.
Like he's getting more and more angry, and we're just in the background like, look at this guy. So yeah.
Which would happen in real life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
But I've found like I can be very expressive in it. I can bring a bit, be a bit cheeky and bring a few different aspects into it. A bit of comedic relief when like the scene before was just I don't know, you crying about your girlfriend.
I think.
Or someone dying like an act before. So.
How little regard she has for you in your love life. Come on, listen to that.
Method.
Bless her heart.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing it now.
Yeah,
It's really good.
But I think it adds. You're saying sort of how you're in the background of the scene, taunting people. Really.
Yeah,
It adds so
exactly.
much dynamicism. Is
Yeah.
that the word?
Dynamics.
Yeah.
Dynamics to the
It's
scene.
another
Yeah.
layer, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
another layer of it. So it's not all happening on this layer.
Yeah, it's an active stage.
Absolutely.
And when we're adding it in the background, they don't even know what we're doing sometimes.
No, I actually have failed to notice.
Yeah, exactly. But then I see like some people who are watching and I just like, what is going on there?
Wow. No, I think it's fantastic. Hi guys, how you doing? We've got some more cast that just come in. Oh, I recognise some of these faces. Hello, hello, hello. So you are coming at it, I understand, from the aspect of mental health.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you tell me more about that? Because that's fascinating to hear about.
Our whole sort of work ethic is the modernizing of Hamlet, sort of presenting it for today's youth.
Yeah.
And in part, language helps with that and intonation. But we have a very different understanding of mental health than Shakespeare did 400 or so years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting looking through a modern lens at a character like Hamlet. He is sensibly in grief. And we understand it to a deeper degree than Shakespeare did, right? And the actors of his day. And I believe, personally, as Claudius, I developed a sort of very obsessive and almost like a very unhealthy, parasitic relationship to Gertrude, right? The PTA chair. And it's interesting because Claudius is a very pragmatic character. He's very down to earth, he's in the moment, and he likes to have everything under control. He's a control freak. And once that sort of starts going haywire, he resorts to alcoholism, right? And it's trying to portray that faithfully and not in any way sort of tacky, because it's a very serious topic.
Yeah.
And I think I'd like to think I'm doing a pretty good job, right, guys?
Yeah. Yes. No, I think so. I think if you take anything as serious as those subjects and treat them with disdain, you deserve everything you get. And if you're using the character to portray such a really important thing, because to give people a timeline. So Claudius is Hamlet's uncle, his dad's brother. He kills his dad, which is causing the grief and what happens, the subsequent ill health.
Yeah.
Then marries the mother, and then becomes the stepfather of said Hamlet, which is really confusing. But it's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. But that is not. I wouldn't say the death particularly is commonplace, but I think we can relate to some of the situations that actually happen in Hamlet quite well.
Yeah.
Has it made you think about your own mental health in relation and looking after your own mental health?
I would say so. Yeah.
Because you're reflecting back to the 16th century and how it wouldn't have been looked at, but you are now bringing this into contemporary time.
Yeah, well, I remember you saying to me that sort of you resonate with Hamlet in some areas, definitely not all of them, don't worry. That sort of the sort of how Hamlet shuts himself off from the outside world, and refuses help multiple times, though it's offered from Horatio, for example. We found that to be quite resonant.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of defeat in his dialogue. He says, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. He's very nihilistic. And he does tell, funny enough, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern that he is depressed genuinely. Like he reaches out to the complete wrong people. And
the clowns.
and further on in the play, you know, he sort of digs his hole deeper. Maybe I won't spoil it, but digs his hole deeper, but there's no one there to help him out. He gets, chastised by Claudius, and everyone thinks he's just insane.
He makes himself more and more vulnerable, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he's not helping himself, but nor is anybody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's what we want to show, that there's danger.
Yeah.
If you don't help your mentally ill friends, everybody will die.
Yeah. No, it's a good message, isn't it?
I think it pinpoints, especially because nowadays, well, before it wasn't really known about, especially men's mental health. It was not a thing you'd really talk about, but now we're in the day and age where we can more freely talk about
In
it.
a very lucky time.
And exactly, exactly. So I think it's a really good time for us to be doing this project as well, because potentially people might be able to look and improve upon themselves and realise maybe they do relate to Hamlet, then they can be like, oh, and then they might be able to go and maybe seek the help. That's kind of also what we want
Don't kill
to
everyone.
get. No, exactly. Yeah, but hopefully get something out of it.
Yeah. There's also that Hamlet as a play deals with stigma and shame around mental health. When Ophelia commits suicide, I believe that Claudius and Gertrude are sort of like, I don't think that happened. It's because they want to avoid the shame of that happening to them. What do they say?
Thank you. Well, suicide was very frowned upon in Elizabethan times. It was seen as a sin.
The ultimate shame,
Absolutely. Which brings me to another thing I'll talk about a bit later. But essentially, Ophelia is a character which to many people might seem like a narrative device of some sort. She's there to help spy on Hamlet. But we found, thanks in part to our actors, that she's her own person, and the lack of agency she gets from Hamlet, from Polonius, from her brother, to a degree, sort of take away and dig at her mental health. And we find that to be very fascinating. And another thing which I reminded myself of is Hamlet and Horatio's relationship. Would you like to talk about that?
I don't think I'm qualified.
Okay. There are quite heavy homoerotic or sort of homosocial topics and themes with Horatio and Hamlet. And we've sort of tried to modify that into a aspect where Horatio tries to help Hamlet. He reaches out, but Hamlet declines, and also sort of Horatio's like undying loyalty to Hamlet could be viewed in certain aspects as love, a romantic one, and I think we try to emphasize that because once again, Elizabethan England wouldn't have been very receptive to that idea.
Not publicly.
Not publicly, no. Ask Shakespeare.
Absolutely. They use Shakespeare, yes, to give you an illustration of what was really going on at the time, as opposed to what the court would allow. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fascinating. I'm just blown away. You've really absorbed this. It feels like you've taken it on a cellular level. So I'm aware that you are about to start your next rehearsal. So we're not going to take any of your time. So how do people get to see this wonderful production? Where are you going to be?
We'll be at the Stables in
Theatre.
Hastings. And we have 2 performances on the 20th of July this month. One is at 2:30 p.m. or a.m. And the other one is at 7:30 p.m. and they both are 2 hours long with an interval in between.
That's astonishing. You're doing two huge plays on one day.
Yes.
Or one huge play, but twice. That's astonishing. That's a lot of stamina, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll be very, very tired. I think a good long night's sleep after that.
No, absolutely. Buy yourselves a huge beer afterwards. So it's fantastic. And where do we find the tickets? Is there a link that we can find the tickets?
Yeah,
Yes.
so we have posters sort of spread around Hastings, like The Heist, for example.
Yep.
But also you can find us at highschoolhamlet.com.
Highschoolhamlet.com.
And where you can find the tickets. And also you can find them at the Stables Theatre website, which, yeah, we'd love to see you there.
I think Kerry can furnish us with all the links so that we can put them all on, can't we? Yeah, love it. You've been extraordinary today. Thank you so much for letting us into your world, and especially your rehearsal space. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Eve.
Yes, thank you.
Silas.
Yes. Thank you.
Oliver.
Thank you.
Jess. And Will. Thank you. The rest of the cast are across here. But we can't show you because we'll spoil it for you. So, but Ophelia is here. She's here. Marvellous. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And yes, our town absolutely has plenty. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're brilliant. Thank you.